If this thing's working and everything's on, please let me know how the audio and the video is. I am Sean in Alaska. It is awesome to have you guys here. And once I know, then I'll go back to the top and start my whole spiel that I usually start every week. I see Joe Montano in there. Hi, Sean and everyone watching with Kaylin. Awesome. Glad you guys are watching on the big screen. I've actually got you all on my brand new TV at the same time. The old TV did finally take a dump. So yesterday I drove into town. I looked on my phone to see who had a better deal on TVs, whether it was Fred Meyer's or Walmart, and Freddie's had the better deal, so that's who I went with and picked one up. So yeah, I'm watching it on here. I'll pick the camera up and turn it around and show you the setup here in a minute. Carol, good to see you. Still waiting to see audio, video, good, bad. Nobody said I can't see anything, so must be okay. Or I can't hear anything. Anyway, folks, the way that I normally do this is I like to say hello to everybody. So if I miss you, say hello to me again. And by all means, let me know you're here because I would love to say hello to you. Karen says, looking good and sounds great. Awesome. Good. I also like to answer every single comment that I possibly can, every question that I can. And I do them in order as I see them popped up on my screen. So if I haven't answered your question and you think I skipped over it because you saw the question below it or two questions below it answered, do me a favor and put it in caps so I'll see it again and ask it as many times as you want until I answer it. And if I have already answered it, I'll just skip over it. This is a real family-friendly atmosphere. I like to think that this is kind of an escape from everything else that happens in the world as it exists today. So there's Ward and Ann at St. Bernard Acres. Awesome. Good to see you, Ward. Saw Ward yesterday. Sean, good to see you, my brother, from North Shore Preparedness. Let me jump back up here to the top. And Charles and Anna Lynn in the Philippines. Glad you guys can make it. Awesome to have you here. Let me show you guys why I keep looking up at the screen, too, because you have to see where my camera is set up at. Okay, that's what I've got my camera set on, so that it's good enough eye level so it looks like I can actually communicate with you. All right, there, we're back now. So Charles and Annalyn are here. Marcus, good to see you, my friend. Scotty's Backyard Barbecue. Scotty's got a new video out. I got to go check it out. It's Poor Man's Burnt Ends, and I'm always about poor man's burnt ends, or poor man's food in general, because to me, you know, the old poor man's kind of food is always the best kind of food to eat. Who else do we have in here? JD from SC. Good to see you, my friend. I hope you and Rhonda are well. Julie Cleary, the feisty rebel grandma. Good to see you as well, Julie. Thanks for joining me today. Peanut Trucker. Good to see you, my friend. Glad you can make it. Awesome to have you here. It's 56 in Southwest Ontario. It's 50 degrees flat here in beautiful industrial downtown Funny River. If you guys haven't picked up, that's kind of a joke of mine because there's no industry out here at all. We have a couple of peony farms, but that's pretty much it. There's nothing industrial about Funny River. Cloudy and overcast pretty much the last couple of days. This morning when I woke up, it was beautiful blue skies. So I got outside and I did a bunch of work, and then sure enough, the clouds moved in. It's been threatening to rain pretty much all day long. I still got everything done I wanted to get done today in the yard, but yeah, we haven't had a lot of great weather yet. We've got clouds and overcast in the forecast for the next week. We are at an official 18 hours of sunlight every single day now. But in reality, it's closer to 19 hours or 20 hours of sunlight because official sunrise is at 6, official sunset is at 10, so that's 12 and 4, 16. So 16 hours of official daylight and maybe 18 hours of unofficial light. So yeah, the days are really, really getting long. But man, when it's cloudy and miserable like this, we can't get anything done. Sunshine, good to see you. Glad to have you here today. Are you back yet? Are you back on the Kenai, or are you still on your way back from Idaho? Built on the Rock Homestead? No, I still do not want a free load of rocks from you, but thank you for offering, as always. Canadian, good to see you, my friend. Glad you can make it. Angry Homesteader, glad you could pop in. Good to see you today. I hope your weekend was wonderful. Jim at Woolly Rhino Adventures. Jim popped up a video today. And that's the other thing, too. So my moderators will share links of other channels that are in here as suggestions to you guys. And I suggest you go check them out. You may find something you're interested in seeing. By all means, you're not obligated to do anything. If you like the channel, let them know you found them here. Say, hey, I was at Sean in Alaska's Live, found your channel, and decided I liked it, so I subscribed. But by all means, check them out. Jim just put a video up that I saw today where he got his first chicks. He's got 3 and 3. And Jim, you'll have to type into the comments what they are. I think one was a Chanticleer. I forget what the other ones were, but they're cute little things. I got chicks coming on the way myself. May 5th, next week, I've got new birds coming. Well, this week, I guess. Scrolling through to say hello to everybody. Mark Webb, glad you can make it. Awesome to see you, my friend. Good to have you here. Got a bunch of stuff done outside, Jerry. Very cool. Awesome. It was a day to get stuff done outside today for me. Gary Owen, glad you could jump in. Good to see you. Sitting on the back deck now, relaxing, watching the big screen out there. See, rub it in, man. I can't wait till I can do that, till I can have all that set up and ready to go for me. Michigan Daffodil, glad you could join us today. Awesome to have you here. Ren's Homestead, glad you could pop in as well. Carol L., greetings. Good to see you, Carol. Thanks for popping in. Karen, as I said earlier, thank you very much for the sound and letting me know how everything was going. Whipple One, good to see you, my friend. I haven't seen you in a while. Hope you are doing fantastic. Audio videos, thumbs up. Good. Jeff B, good to see you, my friend. Leslie Lindsay, good to see you as well. We saw Ward. We saw Sean at North Shore Preparedness. And Sean's got a couple of short videos out. Sean, your mom's a very attractive woman. She is a strong-looking, very attractive woman. I saw the picture today. I haven't had a chance to watch the videos yet, but wish her a happy birthday from Alaska when you talked to her on the phone. That was very, very cool. North Star Prepstetter, Kathy, good to see you there. Kathy's got an awesome, awesome channel as well. If you've got gardening needs, gardening questions, and you're interested in a bunch of different information about gardening, Kathy, let us know what your Monday live is going to be about, because Kathy goes live every Monday at 3 p.m. Alaska time, so I guess that's 7 p.m. Eastern time, and she's got a bunch of answers. It's always fun to watch. Every once in a while, she'll go on to a Sven and Oli rant, and the Sven and Oli jokes are just awesome. I love them. Tom Duffy from Atlantic City, good to see you, my friend. Other side of the nation. Love to have you here. Awesome you can make it. The Tower of Eggs. Yep. Everybody's saying hello to everybody. That's what I like, too. That's awesome. Kathy says it's 39 degrees in Minnesota right now. That's crazy. Egg carton innovativeness. We do whatever we got to do to make it work. I tried it on the TV, mounted up on the TV, but then I looked like a little kid looking up at you, and I didn't want to do that for an hour. 69 degrees Fahrenheit at 8 a.m. Been a drizzly day. I wouldn't mind 69 and drizzle. I would not mind 69 and drizzle. The humidity might be a bit much, but I would not mind that. Scrolling through, catching up. Firefly Farms, good to have you here. Almost 75 in lower New York today and sunny. Wow. Yeah, that would be. We were like 56 or 57 degrees earlier in the week. Was out doing some stuff in the yard, and I was sweating. I was like, wow, first sweat of the year. Alaska's Last Frontier Cabin. Okay, you can type now. You finished with your ice cream. Nice. Very cool. Good to see you, my friend. Glad you can make it. Okay, here we go. Jim says, Buff Chanticleer and Golden Laced Wyandottes, 3 each. Very cool. I've got, I've got Orpingtons. Oh, I hate when I do that. I hate when I forget part of a word. CRS, right? Old age. Kayla wants to know what you feed those chickens to get an egg that big. So if you guys are subscribers of the channel and you've got the notifications on, every once in a while when you're on your YouTube page, you'll see my community tab. And on my community tab yesterday, I shared a picture of 2 eggs. And the small one was a jumbo. And the one next to it was like 2 jumbos. It was huge. And Ward bought it. So Ward, if you ate it this morning, I need to know if that was a double yolker or not. But he bought a couple of 18 packs for me yesterday. He came by. I just feed him. I was feeding him 20% protein pellet feed all winter long, and I've switched over to 16% protein pellet feed during the summer or spring and summer and fall months. I give them a little extra protein in the winter because I think they need it, but I have no idea. Every once in a while, I'll get an egg like that. It's just crazy. In 5 days, you're going to have ducks hatch and silver apple yard ducks. Very cool. Rich Wells, my friend, good to see you. Awesome. It was a great day for working outside today. It was. I'm going to go back out there a little bit later. I was going to throw some food on the grill tonight, but with it windy and cloudy and overcast down here, I grilled some chicken on Friday night. I'm going to pop that back in the oven, warm it up, and have that for dinner. Scrolling through, see who else we got here. Ward had his nap. Awesome. Naps are good. Naps are good things. Someday when I'm older, I'll take naps too, Ward. Sean, Alaska. Tomorrow might be story time. The rainy, cold weather's not quite so conductive. Garden talk. Cool. Okay. At least we know what's going on. Story time's kind of fun though too. I like Kathy's lives because they're just they're either very informational or very entertaining, and there's always good people there. Always good people. 55 degrees, partly overcast in Anchorage, Alaska. So you'll get your forecast. I have a lot of subscribers and a lot of followers that join the live that are in Alaska, which is awesome because we can kind of network together and communicate stuff together when there's things going on. So you'll get an entire forecast of this entire part of the state during the live. That's for sure. 58 degrees outside of Wasilla. Like I said, there's another part of Alaska. Very cool. Big Bear Prepper, Sean, do you need a couple more sawhorses so you don't have to build them on the ground? So here was the problem with the sawhorses that you saw in the video. It is the most uncomfortable thing in the world. First of all, Sean, it's pretty obvious, doesn't swing a hammer for a living. Never have in my entire life. So Ward was dying laughing when he was watching me try and swing that hammer. And I will have you know that I have watched 5 videos on how to properly swing a hammer. So hopefully in the next video, I will figure this out. The big problem I had with trying to build those beams on top of the sawhorses was A, I don't know how to swing a hammer properly. And B, every time I hit it, there was no, I wanted that extra support on the backside because the board was doing this. And then of course, you know, I can't swing the hammer properly to begin with. So I don't need a couple of more sawhorses. I think I'm going to do the rest of those on the ground. It's just much easier for me to pound them there. But yeah, that had to be entertaining. I felt like an absolute idiot. And there will be more times that I feel like and videotape me being an absolute idiot in this project to come. I guarantee you. Sean, that was a huge egg, right? That was a monster egg. Big, big, big egg. Talk about another great channel. Here is Amy Broussard from Broussard Homestead. Amy, good to have you here. Awesome that you could pop in. Oh, look at that. And Brett reminded, or Sean reminded Brett Broussard from Broussard Homestead to be here as well. Very, very good channel. Ton of fun. They go live as well. I may not get a chance to watch as many videos as I would like to watch, but I try and jump into lives for as long as I possibly can for the week because it's fun to catch up real time, and that's kind of why I'm doing this, so that I can keep you guys updated to what's going on in real time. And they do theirs on Thursday. I think Thursday nights. Yeah, it's Thursday nights. And they're always entertaining. And North Shore Preparedness, Sean, and myself, Sean, get in there and give Brett Broussard Homestead grief all night long. It's a ton of fun. Here's what I can't believe. I mean, I literally walked out to the chickens after I found that egg, and I looked at them all, and I just went, I don't know which one of you it was, but do you need an aspirin? I was, wow, that was crazy huge. I'm amazed by those animals. There's something else. Scrolling through here, looking some more. Oh, nice. See, and that's how it's done, right? Subbed you. Very cool. Just remember, though, if you decide to subscribe to somebody that you have a link for on this channel, do me a favor so that it sticks for them. Watch a video real quick, find a short one that you can watch quickly, and leave a comment. And then that way they actually get credit for it, which is the cool thing. Lisa K, good to see you in Ohio. Awesome that you could be here in Alaska with me this evening. Sean had a big nap today. Naps are good. Oh my gosh, Scotty, you're doing 5 live streams at once? You're a maniac, my friend. Scotty wins just about every contest that live streams have. I don't know how he does it. He's gotten so... There was one channel where every week Scotty kept winning the live, and it was just a random drawing, and Scotty kept winning it every week after week after week. Eves, good you can make it. Awesome to see you here. David at Twilight Life Cabin. David's a new YouTuber, just got things started. Definitely give him a quick check out if you can. David's doing some neat stuff. And he's going through all the griefs and second guessing himself that everybody who creates a YouTube channel ever goes through. 85. Ooh, no, Amy. No. Not for me. Not for me. Iron Dogger. Good to see you, my friend. Awesome you could be here. Looking forward to heading home to Alaska. Beautiful time of year. It is gorgeous here. I love the fall. You know, I love when the leaves change down here on the peninsula, when I could get up to Turn Lake, and it's just absolutely gorgeous. But this time of the year is nice because, well, you've had snow for months and months and months, and all of a sudden you can see the ground again and everything's starting to come back to life. The negative part of that is that you've been looking at snow for months and months and months. And when the snow melts, you see everything that you forgot to pick up last fall, which is what I was doing today. My daughter, Ashley. Little late, that's okay, babe. Glad you could make it. That's my youngest daughter, Ashley, from Oroville, California. Got to chat with her and the granddaughter today. Very, very cool. I have beautiful kids and beautiful grandkids. I am a lucky, lucky man. I tell you that. If I had a hammer, Dave, file nail gun. You know, I'm already spending money, enough money on stuff that isn't actually needed, that I don't have to have, that won't make or break the project. I got to stop. I got to focus on lumber. Lumber's the number one cost, and you know, sure that'd be a couple $100, and sure, you know, which isn't much, and sure that would, you know, speed everything up. There might come a time during this project where I get one. I don't know if I'll buy it or if I'll just borrow it from a buddy, but for right now, that's an expense I don't need. I've got an expense coming up that I do need. So I had to rent a piece of equipment. It'll be a couple of weeks until they deliver it, but once they do, that's going to put me back a couple of $100 as well, but it'll be well worth it because I'm going to get a lot done in 2 days with that. I'm very excited about that. Me and You Acres, another awesome. See, I tell you what, man, the channels that I follow and that follow me that show up in these lives are just awesome channels, and Me and You Acres, Mike and Angie are one of them. They're building a place in Canada, basically by hand as well, and they did an entire winter in a trailer in their pole barn. I think they started outside of the, yeah, they did. They started outside of the pole barn. Then when they got the pole barn up with a roof on it, they had the trailer inside of there, and now they're going to town on the house. So if you want to get in on a ground floor of another YouTube channel doing pretty much the same thing I am, they're more homesteader than I am. They've had animals much longer than I have, but that's another channel to check out. Me and You Acres, awesome people. You do the project, even though exactly right. If you don't challenge yourself with things that you don't normally do, I'm a firm believer you don't grow, you don't learn anything. And if you quit learning, you're done. So I plan to be learning till the day I am done. Beat the dang out of that wood. I did. I thought I'd share that at the beginning of that video too, because I was so angry with myself, so angry, and I'm like, oh, you are such an idiot, Sean. And I don't know if you could tell, but that hammer was not a happy hammer coming down after that. By a nail gun and a compressor. You keep buffering. Your Wi-Fi stinks tonight. Still trying to stick it out and watch. I understand if you got to go Michigan Daffodil. That happens. Trust me, I understand it. I had issues earlier today when I was setting everything up, and it was because I had to update my phone and I had to update a few other things. So you can always come back and you can watch the replay if you have to. But I appreciate you being here for as long as you can be. Right? Live streams are a lot of fun. It's like right now information for you. And yep, Thursday night at 7 p.m. Central Time. Very cool. Oh, they're going to be live. Sean tells me they're going to be live Wednesday this week. Oh, God. Really? Really? When I was 2 years old, I was really good with a hammer, too. Unfortunately, I never progressed after my second year of life. I never kept going with the hammer. Klingon Princess, awesome for you to join me today. Glad to see you. Happy Sunday to you. Ann said she'd let me know about eggs tomorrow. Couldn't close the carton. Yeah, that egg was so big we couldn't get the carton closed. That was awesome. That was very cool. Yes, another video on Tuesday. Yes, and this one's going to be, if Karen's still here, I'm going to dedicate this video right now to you, Karen, because you are my #1 fan of eagles. And let's just say that I took a trip down to Homer, and I got up close and personal. It's probably not going to be that long, maybe 15 minutes, right around in there. I got up close and personal with some eagles. It was beautiful. I've got some of the greatest pictures and video of eagles that I have ever gotten on eagles. So there's one that's the star of the show. We'll call him Ernie Eagle, and then the whole group on the beach that I found. Oh, it was awesome. It was very, very cool. So that will be the Tuesday video. Last Tuesday's video did awesome. It's just I'm trying to find my stride on how long it's going to take me to put one together so that I can have 2 a week for you, because there's going to be so much going on, so I can keep you up to date. while at the same time being able to do everything I've got to do. So we'll be doing 2 videos a week for the next couple of weeks, and for the foreseeable future, it looks like now. There we go. Thank you, thank you, thank you. My chick order is black Australorps. I don't know why I keep saying Orpingtons. I don't know, but it's black Australorps, and I have 12 of them arriving on the 5th. Kent Bell off grid, good to see you. Glad you can make it this evening. Awesome, awesome to see you as well. When you see me with that blank look on my face, I'm just scrolling down to make sure I don't have any questions real quick. And that I've said hello to everybody that has popped in here. And if I missed you, by all means, say hello again, and I'll definitely catch you. Whiskey Harbor, glad you can make it. Awesome to see you, my friend. Happy weekend to you. And if you got any questions about videos, or you got any questions about what I'm doing project-wise, or just questions about Alaska in general, and I can answer them, feel free to ask them. If I can't answer them, there might be somebody in this room, like garden-related stuff, canning-related stuff. There'll be somebody in this chat right now that could probably give you a good answer on what's going on. So by all means, chat amongst yourselves in the side chat. That makes these so much fun. Ward, bring in my nail gun. Screws, just saying. You know, so one of my 100th subscriber, and I don't know why that number stuck with me, but ever since then I've called him Mr. 100, and he's Gator, and he's got a YouTube channel called Gator's World. And this weekend, I was scrolling through yesterday. I was Saturday. I was scrolling through YouTube, saying, maybe I'll watch some videos because it was early. I was up at like 4 o'clock in the morning, which is sleeping in for me generally. And Gator had a video. When I read the title, I said, well, he's talking about me in this video. So I watched it, and literally he was talking to me in the video. But so I'm putting the beams together with nails rather than screws because from everything I've read and everything I've seen, nails have better shear strength than screws do. And that's you've got 2 pieces right here nailed side to side to each other, right? And with a screw, if you get a shift in either one of those boards, it can snap that screw pretty easily. Where with a nail, literally it can move a lot more before it ever snaps. And having the earthquakes that we have up here, I didn't want to play around with that. But apparently there are engineered screws that I could use for that. I imagine they cost a lot more than nails, though. So I'm sticking with nails and liquid nail between the boards. And the liquid nail suggestion was from JD, and I thought that was a good one, so I went with it rather than screws because I didn't want to take any chances, and I'm a complete rookie. So, you know, if I read something and it seems legit to me and I get it in my head, that's what I'm going to stick with. We'll see what happens on the next project. Who knows? Hint, hint. No, I have a skid steer coming. I was actually had my choice of the excavator or the skid steer, and the price wasn't that much different to rent them per day. It was a lot cheaper. They're coming from a private party in Soldotna, and it's a lot cheaper than renting them from the local rental. And either way, it was going to cost me the same delivery fee to get it out here. And I thought about the excavator, but I would have to learn how to operate the bucket on the excavator and the blade on the bottom of the excavator, as opposed to just having to learn how to operate the bucket on the skid steer. So I'm going to do the skid steer. I have no idea what you're talking about. Living in a trailer? How hard can it be to live in a trailer off grid? I mean, honestly, well, you guys have hydro now, but you're off grid for all that time. How difficult can that really be? That's not that hard, right? That was sarcasm. That was complete and total sarcasm. Off grid with Jay and Jen, eating dinner with the here, woot woot. These guys are a hoot, right? They are a ton of fun. They have a great YouTube channel. They have a new member of their family, a new pup, to join their other pup. And they're doing all kinds of awesome stuff. They're going to have a huge, huge busy year. They go live usually once a month, but they have lots of videos coming out on a regular basis. So I'd appreciate it if somebody could share their link because they're great, great people. Oh my gosh, Camp Bill, thank you very much. That is super cool. Greatly appreciated. Greatly appreciated. That is awesome. If you want to help Sean get a nail gun, you're killing me, Kathy. Now you're on the nail gun trend as well. How about we help Sean learn how to use a hammer properly? Although I will tell, oh, Sean, you're awesome, dude. Thank you, brother. Thank you very much. That is cool. And here's Jay and Jen's channel. By all means, check them out. They're a ton of fun. I mentioned them in when I did the video of rethinking my cabin build. I used Jay and Jen, their design for their cabin. I used them. I used Mapleberry Off Farms or Mapleberry Farms, and I used Kyle's Cabin because those are channels that I follow and watch on a regular basis for ideas and information and how to. And there were 3 different ways of doing it. And when I'm done, it's going to be a 4th different way of building the subfloor. But the nice thing I like about those 3 channels is that when you watch them, you can take something away from every one of them, every single episode that they do. A ton of info and a ton of fun. Lisa K. Lisa K says she was asking about dual-purpose chickens last week. You got 20 lavender Orpington chickens. They're gray and cute. Awesome. Very cool. Very cool. Yeah, dual-purpose birds for me right now, I think, are the way to go. As opposed to just laying hens, because they're not going to be worth anything when they're done with their life, and mine are not pets. But a dual-purpose bird will continue to feed me after they're done laying eggs, and that's important to me. It's one of the reasons why I really no longer hunt, because I can't justify harvesting animals when I don't need that much meat, and it's just me by myself. So dual-purpose birds to me were just an awesome idea. And the ones that the black Australorps, and I remembered at that time, that I ordered are supposed to be the most prolific laying dual-purpose birds, and they're actually supposed to be a little bit bigger than my Rhode Island Reds, which will be awesome. And they lay a brown egg. So she is subscribed, Ward. Kathy was one of my original subscribers. She's awesome. She's awesome. Dave, you guys are awesome. Look at that. Tool fun. You know that everything that I get through YouTube, everything that I have gotten through YouTube, and I am monetized, but I don't get rich by any means. Every single thing goes right back into this project, and it's pretty cool because I get to see the results of it. And so far, at this point, I'm still only about $15,000 in debt. He did, right? He did send me some stuff. No impact on that, but believe me, the impact is going to come in handy. Super fired. I did charge up the batteries though, because I'm ready for that. I'm ready for that. The screw guns will come in handy. They will happen. But right now it's pretty much all hand tools, which is kind of nice too. I know you're jesting. I know you're jesting, Jerry. Yeah, those are pretty too, right? Yeah, those are pretty. That's on my Amazon list. Jay and Jen maybe put it on my Amazon list. So Sean's asking what's for dinner tonight. The burger looked good. Last night I did a cheeseburger in the cast iron skillet because it was just windy and nasty outside. Tonight I barbecued some chicken on Friday, and I did not video it at all because I didn't want to deal with cameras. I wanted to have a campfire in the yard. I wanted to barbecue some chicken and relax and have a couple of pints out by the fire. And so I did a big package of chicken thighs, one of my favorite pieces of meat to grill because I'm a dark meat guy when it comes to chicken or turkey. And I ate like half of them, so I'm going to have the other half tonight with probably macaroni salad or a fresh green salad. One of the two, but that's dinner tonight. Elizabeth Rojas, good to see you. Glad you can make it. Awesome to have you here. Oh, okay. Here's a good question for you. So I had a couple of questions, and I'll answer one of them that isn't this one, but leads into this one. So how long did it take me to make that first beam? Altogether, time-wise, of working on it about 3 hours, and that was because I was moving it around, lining stuff up, because I don't know how to use the hammer, and I had a bunch of nails I had to pull back out again. So it took me about 3 hours to build the first one. The second one, much faster. The third one will be much faster because now that I know how I'm doing it, it's a little easier. But how much real time did it take me to move that beam from the driveway to where it's being stored? About 10 minutes. That was it. Once I realized I didn't want to, if you saw me grab the ratchet strap, I realized I didn't want to bend over and try and pull that beam over to the poles that I had cut. So I threw the ratchet strap on there so that I could get a little leverage on it. And the nice thing was that ratchet strap stretches a little bit. So as I pulled on it, it was an easy pull for me. But it only took about 10 minutes once I figured out how I was going to do it. It took me about 15 minutes to figure out how to do it, but 10 minutes once I got it going. Don't buy a nail gun or use screws. Want to see your frustrations get taken out on the nails? You're going to see it a lot. You're going to see it a ton, right? Really, huh? So deck screws, and that's what you do, Jerry. But these beams are done, so they're all going to be, well, they're not done, but they're lined up to be done. So these are all going to be nails on this one because I am destined to learn how to use the hammer. The first of anything that I do on this cabin, no matter what I have in the way of tools, I can promise you will be done with hand tools all the way through because it's important to me to do that so that I can say that I built this by hand to myself more than anything else. And my kids are watching this, and I want them to see it. I want them to see and realize that, you know, if they want to do something like this down the road, there is no reason why they can't do it. That's one of the most important things for me. But yeah, right? Everybody, believe me, you're going to have plenty to laugh at. You're going to have plenty to laugh at this year. Hike with Mike. Good to see you, my friend. Awesome to see you. Me and you, acres of skid steer. Hope this a lot here before the backhoe. I'd love to have a backhoe. I would love to have a backhoe. I would have fun with that thing all day long. But yeah, so I have to drop some more trees around the garden area. The skid steer is going to be used to level out the garden area, to cut in the location that I'm going to put my compost bin, basically for all of my compost at the end of the year. But I'm going to use it to level out the garden area all smooth. I got to drop a couple of trees in that area, and then one final pass to level out the cabin footprint where it's going to go so that I'm on level ground all the way across to build it. And then I have another little cutaway project that I'm going to do for a future project. And since I've got the skid steer, I want to make sure that I can get that done and ready to go as well. Ward, you know you laughed. You laughed, and then Ann hit you in the arm and said, Ward, that's not nice. Henry Leslie, Vermont, awesome to see you, my friend. Glad you could make it today on this Sunday. I lived in an on-grid trailer in a park, first space overlooking the Pacific. That was a beautiful view. The bathroom had been modified to a standard toilet, one of the best years of my life, right? That view of the Pacific Ocean, I learned how to swim in the Pacific Ocean, basically, and on the coast of California, and that is some of the most beautiful country in the world. I'm going to leave it at that. Karen, Miss Sean, I think they're hitting for a nail gun. Yeah, Karen, you know what? I think they're right. I think you're right. Huh? You should be. You're good people, man. You're awesome folk. I don't say that about people I don't believe in, and I tell the truth 100% in everything that I say, man. I tell the truth because to do otherwise is a waste of everyone's time. Patriot Wife, good evening. Glad you can make it. Awesome to see you here today. Yeah, David. That's the one I'm looking at. That's the one I would love to have and I forget who mentioned it earlier, but that DeWalt 20-volt framing nail gun, it's a beautiful gun. And Mapleberry Farms has that gun. It's a beautiful tool. Oh, that's a beautiful one. I like DeWalt tools, and I think it's because they're yellow and black, and they remind me of Tonka trucks when I was a kid. So yeah, I'm a sucker for it. And for those that don't know, DeWalt is Black & Decker. Black & Decker owns DeWalt. And I don't know who owns them. Must be, I think it was Stanley, right? Black & Decker Stanley were like together, and I don't know if they've separated, but yeah, it's an expensive DeWalt, or it's an expensive Black & Decker, but it's just a beautiful tool. Kings and Reds. Kings are actually, they're not in the river yet, but you can winter kingfish right now. You know that, Rich. I'm not telling you anything you don't know. But kings usually come up the river. Well, first hooligans, which are coming up the river now, real oily fishes. And then, Usually the halibut follow them in, so you can catch halibut from shore when the hooligans are running, and then the kings come in, followed by I don't know if the pinks and the reds, if the pinks come in first, but then the reds are here in July, and then maybe it's the pinks or the silvers in the fall, in the last run coming up. I have a box of screws, Scotty. I have a box of screws. Is that cool or what? Watch the Amish guys moving a barn. Get you a nail gun unless you know a ton of Amish dudes. Have you? I am fascinated whenever I watch Amish people build, because it's everyone in the community comes, and in one day they're done. And trust me, if I had Amish people here, I would do it. I would figure a way to make that happen. And we do have some, but not communities like they have in Pennsylvania. To watch them do a barn raisings, just fascinating to me. Jim says there's some anecdotal evidence that black chickens deter some predators because they look like ravens, crows, which are the particular predator's enemy. Oh, wow. I didn't know that. That is interesting. That is very interesting. That wind's blowing outside. My door jammed. It is very cool. Right? Yeah. That's where all the flavor's at. I'm not a fan of regular chicken breast at all. There's no flavor in that meat for me. You just did chicken thighs yesterday? Awesome. A pack of chicken thighs, and they go on sale all the time at Safeway. That's where I work up here. That's the major grocery chain in the state of Alaska is Safeway. Most locations, but we'll have chicken thighs on for like a big package with like 10 to 12 thighs in them for like $5 every couple of weeks. It's crazy. So I always buy them, and especially during the summer, it's just something quick and easy to grill. And you can eat it for the next couple of days. I'll reheat it. I'll break it up and make it into chicken sandwiches. Just kind of shave all the meat off of the bone, and they're just delicious. I love them. And they're mostly meat. There was more than one grunt moving that beam. There was much more than one grunt. But I did it smart. I didn't hurt anything when I did it, and that was my main thing. We always get on the subject of food, right? Jewish redneck pepper or prepper, shalom. Good to have you here, my friend. Awesome to see you, as always. Hey, thank you very much. I appreciate that, Jerry. That's huge right there. Right? I'm proud of me, but it's awesome to see the amount of support that I've gotten from everybody out there that watches. It's awesome. And I honestly am a firm believer that if there is anything in your life that you want to do and you don't try it, the person you're hurting the most is yourself. Because to try and fail is still to try. But to not try means nothing, right? You gotta try something. You gotta try it. You gotta do it. And the support that I've gotten from this community is awesome. One of my favorite sayings of all times, and I don't know where I saw it, or I don't know if I even came up with it myself, but it's, so many times you think of, I'll do that one day, right? One day I'll get to that. One day I'll get that finished. And somehow I got stuck in my head. It can either be one day or day one, right? And that is awesome. If you start, the only thing better, what's the old saying, right? The only thing better than planting a tree today or planting a tree 10 years ago is planting a tree today. Or the only thing better than planting a tree today was planting it 10 years ago. But either way, once you start doing it, it goes on its own. It's super, super awesome. South Colorado Prep Stetter, good to see you. Or South Colorado Stetter, we the people, good to see you. Mark Webb says, when I was a kid, I had 4-H chickens. The birds are called sex-linked cross, basically. They're Rhode Island Red and Barred Rock cross. Great layers and good meat. Awesome. Very, very cool. Very cool. I think my daughter, Brienne, has sex-links. I think that's what she has. Mick Trudeau, good to see you, my friend. Thanks for the link. Take a look at me explaining why you decided to go live in Alaska. Oh, very cool. Very, very cool. I looked at a Milwaukee cordless palm nailer. Yeah, palm nailers are pretty cool, right? For when you can't get, and this is what I understand them for. When you can't get the hammer in there and you can't get the nail gun in there, you get that palm nailer in there and boom, done. Super, super awesome tool. The tools that they have nowadays are just phenomenal to me. And I think, man, if I had this tool or I had that tool, right? But then you watch somebody like Sean James out there, and he's using a chisel, and he's using a handsaw, and he's using an adze, and he's building this beautiful log cabin, and you're like, okay, maybe I don't need all those tools. The Daily Prepper, good to see you, my friend. I'm moving to Alaska quickly. Any suggestions? I don't know what part you're moving to. Let me know, but be prepared for the most beautiful place that you've ever seen in your life. And you might want a neck brace after the first couple of weeks from whiplash as you're driving down the road going like this all the time, because it's phenomenal and you won't get tired of it. But I'd love to know what part of Alaska you're looking at moving to, and then maybe I can give you either some more information or some ideas of where to look to find out more about those areas. You're going to love it. It's phenomenal. I've never regretted a day since I've been here. Good, right? If I don't teach you something, but I make you laugh, that's awesome, right? Red Green. If she doesn't find you handsome, she should at least find you handy. I have not seen Lake Michigan, right? And the Great Lakes would be fun to see because there's some beautiful country besides here. I understand that, but man, this place. Sean, Alaska, you enjoying more outdoor exploring now that the weather's changing? Yes and no. I did take the trip down to Homer, and I'll cover that in the Tuesday video. But I'm so focused on what I got going on here right now that I'm actually going to have to schedule time to get away from the property and go do stuff. And I plan on doing that. But it's that time of year, and we're kind of in the mix. So while everything's thought out, I've got these things on because I can't walk out into the cabin footprint area without sinking into 9 inches of mud because it's that time of year. So as it dries up a bit more, yes, I will get out there. I want to go do some morel hunting this year. That's what I thought. Morels are the last to run. That's what I thought it was. Madhunandra, or Nanda, good to see you. Namaste to you as well. Glad you could pop in this week. Right? Tonka trucks. Up at the wall card. Never made the comparison to now. Right? It's something about them, and they're genius, right? Milwaukee had the blue, Sawzall had the red. The guys at DeWalt were sitting there going, what are we going to do? And some old guy in the back says, if we want them to think they're tough, we need to make it look like a Tonka truck. And that's what they did. I love it. The black and yellow, man. Just awesome. I am a huge fan of rainbow trout as well. And there is nothing more awesome to me than when I go up to Turn Lake during the salmon run. And there's a little stretch of the river that comes up to there and basically dumps out of the lake and then makes its way down to the Kenai River. And you'll see salmon in there spawning. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. I'm pretty sure we've already established that I do, in fact, already have a screw loose. Multiple screw looses. And I'm probably, the old saying, you're one brick short of a full load. I might be 7 bricks short of a full load. You have to be, right? You have to be. What else we got here? Much appreciated, McTrudeau. The thumbs up do help get the channel and the videos suggested to other people. And for those of you watching and you might have missed something, you might have missed a link, do know that I save these videos on the channel. You can go back and watch them all the time. And I set them up so that the chat's on the side as well. So the link should pop up and you should be able to find the link that we're talking about. When we talk about something specific or a specific channel, that link should show up in the lives when we're done so that you guys can, by all means, click on them at your leisure. But you can go back and find what you were doing. Grace Martin, good to see you. Awesome that you could make it today. Glad you're here. Getting caught up. Whenever I stop like this, like I said, I'm trying to get caught up. You know, I saw this and I went somewhere completely different. The best is the last. The chicks are easy to sex. Male has a white dot on the top of his head. The females don't. Okay. I don't know how many times somebody has said to me, you know, you think that's a boy or a girl? And we'd be talking about anything, an ant, a spider. And I always used to say, well, turn it over and look. I think I got that from my dad. Awesome. Welcome, Remy. Good to have you, my friend. Another good channel, Rem's Family Farm. Tons of fun. He goes live quite often, and I actually did a live with Remy. He basically did an interview with me, which was very, very cool. I'm sure you could probably go check that out if you want to, but hung out with him for about an hour. North Shore Preparedness, Sean as well. I did a live with him. That one wasn't so much of an interview as it was just two guys, questions and answers back and forth, which was a ton of fun. And I look forward to doing something like that again with Sean. We've been talking about doing something with another friend of ours, kind of like a roundtable thing where we're just basically shooting the stuff back and forth on each other. I love the way those flow because you get a lot of stuff out of those. And another nail gun comment. My dude, that has been the pretty much the subject of discussion since we started talking about the first beam. And you got here late, so I'll let you know that I have in fact watched some videos on how to properly nail on YouTube. And I will say that of the 5 videos that I watched on how to properly nail, all 5 of them were completely different. So hopefully I picked up enough to maybe show you how to nail properly in the future. But yeah, ouch, right? Be charming. Have you enjoyed Hope yet? Yes, I have been to Hope. I love Hope. I try and make a trip there every year. It's a cool little community. I love the little restaurant there, and I might try and catch some live music there this year because they do some music stuff. I'd like to take the tent to the beach and just crash out on the beach there in the tent and maybe do some live music there for an evening. But Hope is a cute little community. I don't know what you mean by that. Picture is not centered now. Is that me? Because I keep moving, or can't Bill be charming? Thanks, guys. I appreciate that, Jan. Much appreciated. Henry Leslie, you're getting out of here? Thank you, my friend, for popping in. Always good to see you. I hope you have a wonderful week. I am almost caught up. I am caught up. That is very cool. Very nice. Rich Will says, Sean, I hooked a 59-pound king 7 days after the season ended. The most difficult release I've ever done. God bless you for releasing it, though, right? Because a lot of people wouldn't, and that's an awesome thing to do. That's an awesome thing to do. The season's been really iffy for kings on the Kenai River because the returns have been rather small, and they gauge the length of the season or whether or not we'll even have one because we haven't had the early run season for quite a few years since I've been up here on what they need the returns to be for the spawn for the species. And they do a very good job of gauging those numbers. One of the things they're looking at now here in Alaska, for those that don't know, is that we have razor clams on the beach where you could go down and you could just, on a low tide, you can go down and harvest it, a load of clams. But that season has been closed since, I believe, 2014. But they're looking at possibly reopening it again. So they're doing a bunch of surveys now, and we may get a razor clam season here this year. It'll be a short window if we have it. But I'm super looking forward to it because I would like to go clamming. There would be nothing more yummy to me than some nice deep fried razor clams or some good homemade clam chowder with razor clams. Oh, yeah, that would be a ton of fun. So looking forward to that. They really try and manage all of the wild species that they have up here that they allow harvesting of for the benefit of the species and for the benefit of the residents of Alaska and the tourists that come up here. Because tourism is a huge deal, right? Fishing is a huge deal in Alaska. Scrolling down. If you love something, let it go. If it comes back to you, I don't think that salmon's coming back. I think it's gone. Terry Burns, my friend, good to see you. Glad you could pop in today. I hope you are doing well. I love to fish. Like I said, I hunt with a camera now. There may come a day where I actually go harvest something again in the future, but that that's not something I need right now. I have access to grocery stores on a regular basis, and to be honest, if you have hunted in your life, you understand what the expense is to go hunt. That meat's not cheap when you harvest it and you bring it home. If you haven't hunted, it would behoove you to understand that those people that are going out to do that are doing that because not necessarily just the I want to go hunting, but it's a big part of people's lifestyle, and they love the fact that they're providing the meat for their family that they harvested their own, but it's not cheap. I guarantee you could buy a ribeye steak in the store still today cheaper than you could buy than it would cost you to go out and harvest a caribou. It's very expensive, but it's something I would enjoy doing. I think again in the future if I could justify harvesting that animal and I had a need for the meat. As long as I don't, I'll just harvest with a camera because they're just beautiful to watch and see. I am on Rumble. It's free, so I thought, what the heck, I'll go ahead and start releasing videos over there as well. And they're all previous videos that I've had on the YouTube channel. But if you're a Rumble viewer and you prefer that over YouTube, by all means, go check me out over there. Oh my gosh, right? The guide was all, oh, I got to tell you to let it go, man. Charles and Annalyn, awesome to see you. Glad you could make it in. I hope everything's going well with the project. I love the pictures you keep sending me. Just fantastic. And happy birthday, Charles. Belated. I said that to you in the email, but much appreciated, my friend. Very awesome. Very awesome. This is, I swear, the fastest hour that I have during my entire week because we have almost reached the end. Crazy. Crazy. Got about 6 or 7 minutes left. If you guys got any comments or questions that you have for me, by all means, jump in here. And if you have something you want to contact me on or ask me outside of an open chat forum like this, by all means, feel free to email me. My email is in the About section of the YouTube page. It's Sean, what is it? seanowensinalaska@gmail.com, I believe. Either that or it's seanowensinalaska@gmail.com. But it's down it's on the About section of my YouTube page. So if there's something you want to ask that you don't feel comfortable asking it here or it needs a more detailed answer, shoot me off an email. I answer every single one that I get until I get too many. That hasn't happened yet. Troy Sutton, good to see you, my friend. I don't think I've seen you in here before. Welcome from Bluefield, West Virginia. Very cool. Yeah, it was open. Okay, so it was closed. Woolly Rhino Adventure Jim's asking. It was closed on this side of the Kenai Peninsula. So basically from Homer up on this side of the Kenai Peninsula or of the Cook Inlet, you could not clam, but you could clam on the other side. But then you're paying a lot of money to have somebody take you over there in a boat, and it's going to be an all-day project or all-day process because they're going to get there at a high enough tide to get in, and then they're going to basically beach the boat, and you're going to go for clams all day, and then you're going to come back. But they were getting monster clams on the other side of the inlet. They're looking at reopening this side, our side of the Cook Inlet. There's been some studies going on the amount of clams and the size of the clams. So they need to make sure that the species, it was well over harvested. It was not a good thing. And I knew that was going to happen when I got here. They were allowing way too many folks to take them. So yeah, that should hopefully be coming back with a much better harvest limit so that the species can sustain itself and we won't have it tank like it did. Which way will my front door be facing? So Scotty, when you pull into my driveway, and I've done a ton. Actually, when I shoot the picture showing you where the cabin's going to be, you'll be looking at the front door right there. So the front door will be there, and then the main windows and the main view of the cabin will be looking off into the woods. Exactly, right? There are people up here whose entire lifestyle is wild game. This state, more than anywhere else I've ever lived, there's people who eat only wild game. Right? It was a fast hour award. Super fast hour. Thank you very much for that, Kathy. seanowensinalaska@gmail.com. I answer every single email that gets sent to me. And I kind of pride myself on the fact that I can answer every comment still, and I can answer every email because I'm small enough to be able to do it. And it's very important to me that if you send me a note, I figure it was important enough for you to tell me. I'm going to tell you that it was important enough for me to read. I appreciate the heck out of those. And TikTok, I am on there as well if you do that. And that started out as a joke. I kind of joked with my kids I was going to start a TikTok account. And there's content on there that is not anything that you see on the YouTube channel or Rumble, because I just posted something today with a quick walkthrough. It's a totally different platform. The attention span's about that big, but I've had a ton of fun on TikTok. Be careful, though. If you don't have TikTok and you decide to install it, you can get lost on there. You want to talk about a fast hour. TikTok will steal your life if you're not careful. There's some funny stuff on there. Right? Yeah, you're going to get stuck in the mud. Asking about the kilt. The kilt I wear, is that my family color kilt? No, it's a black utility kilt. My family doesn't have a. I'm Irish, so my family, the county my family's from is Leitrim, and Leitrim has a kilt, tartan basically, that I could wear. I think the actual Irish kilt for Ireland is like green and brown, but it's a utility kilt, and I wear it for comfort more than anything else. I love wearing the thing. It's just a blast. It's made in Seattle, Washington, or outside of Seattle, and it's made on a material that is more tough than it's as tough or tougher than a good pair of Carhartts. It's just incredible, and it's so comfortable. JD, I hope you and Rhonda have a fantastic week. Awesome, as always, to hang out with you guys. We're getting to the end. I'm going to scroll through quick and see if there's any last-minute questions that I've got to answer for you guys. Yeah, Rich, I've got a spot right down the road at my buddy's in-laws' place where I was holding up those salmon that I caught. That's about a 5-minute walk from my front door. So super cool. I think we've got just about every question answered. If I missed your question, by all means, do me a favor, send me a message via email, and I'd love to get to it. That's about it, man. Jerry, yeah, single malt Tullamore Dew Irish whiskey, please. It's the nectar of the gods. As I get ready to head out of here, guys, I just want to thank each and every one of you for supporting me on the videos, for continually watching and leaving the comments, for joining me in these lives. And you're my motivation. You're a lot of the reason why I keep pushing forward on this, even when I have days where I don't want to do anything but just sit around and do nothing, because I'm in Alaska and that's sometimes what I want to do. I appreciate the heck out of you guys. Have a fantastic week. Have a wonderful, wonderful spring. We will see you guys next week. New video on Tuesday, because I know Karen's going to love it. Thank you, guys. As always, I'm Sean in Alaska, and I'm out of here. Talk to you later, guys. Bye-bye.